most famous train, the Orient Express, travels between Europe and Asia and sets the scene for one of mystery writer Agatha Christie's most famous tales. World-renowned detective Hercule Poirot is heading to London following a brief stay in Istanbul. He is accompanied by his dear friend Monsieur Biachi, a director of the Orient Express. Little does he know as they leave the station, this will be one of his most baffling crimes.
Monsieur Bianchi, do you realize that today is the anniversary of the famous Armstrong kidnapping and murder?
Armstrong kidnapping? Isn't that the little girl? I think her name was Daisy, who was kidnapped in her sleep and held for a $100,000 ransom?
Yes, the same. Most tragic.
The poor family. They paid the ransom, then found the little girl dead.
Most tragic.
The mother died the next year after giving birth to a stillborn baby. The maid was accused of aiding the kidnapping and committed suicide, as did the child's father, Colonel Armstrong.
Yes, all those lives ruined, and so many people cared for them.
Yes, and they never discovered who actually kidnapped and murdered that poor child. He deserves to get the worst kind of punishment.
Yes, murder is too good for him. They should put him in prison for life.
I'm being murdered!
You know, Rashid was murdered last night, and the killer is in this room. Where were you on the night of the murder, Mr. Beddoes?
I gave Ratchet his usual nightcap. I then left and went to my own quarters.
I see, so you know nothing about his murder, eh? Ah, Pierre, where were you while Mr. Hatchet was being murdered?
I was in bed reading at the time.
Mr. McQueen, how did you come to know Mr. Ratchet?
Ratchet gave me a job as a secretary.
I know you were the grandmother of Daisy Armstrong, and I know Mr. Ratchet's real identity, so tell me what you know.
I know nothing about what you're saying,
Mr. Ratchet's real identity as the man who kidnapped and killed Daisy Armstrong, and that each one of you had some kind of acquaintance with him. Therefore, I have come to two accusations for my questioning. One, that the man dressed as a conductor snuck in and killed Hatchet in the night. Or, number two, that it was a group effort. You killed him for the pain he caused you by killing Daisy Armstrong. It caused the future death of Mrs. Armstrong, Colonel Armstrong, and the maid.
Monsieur Bianchi, I leave the choice up to you. Accusation number 1 or accusation number 2.
I'm afraid I must choose accusation number 1, even though accusation number 2 is correct. Mr. Ratchet was a very evil man and he needed to be put in his place.